please help me welcome, guys, get on your feet for this man, Mr. Jason
Love you guys, appreciate you guys. Let's have a seat. Let's kick this thing off. Wow, what a day. You guys having fun today? How many of you guys are having fun today? Say I am. We're gonna go through a little bit of a training here today. Is there anybody in the audience, just out of curiosity, let me ask a quick question. Let me poll you guys here for just a moment so I can sort of figure out what kind of training I'm gonna do here today. I'm gonna take this training, I can take it one way, I can take it the other way, and I want you guys to decide. Who's gonna decide? Say I am. Is there anybody here in the audience that's interested in maybe qualifying for their regional director position, qualifying for that BMW level this month? Just checking, okay. If I could lay out a game plan for you, show you exactly how we can do this together, and I mean step by step, detailed. Step 1, step 2. Would you execute that game plan if I was to lay that out for you right here, right now, to run to regional director this month? I don't know about that. You guys are gonna, let me ask you one more time. If I could give you the exact blueprint, the exact game plan on how our team, how I've helped break in our organization 5,444 BMWs over the past 2 years, would you execute that game plan? Well, let's do that then. Let's do that. You know, Nick and Ryan and Blake, they asked me, they said, you know, Jay, we've got the official number just checked before we walked up here is in the team. We've got 5,444 people who have maintained and hit that position of regional director within our company, within our team, sorry. They wanted me to put together a game plan on how we could get out there and literally just totally obliviate, totally dominate this month in the race to regional director. And I said, you know what, we could absolutely do that. And they asked me what the contributing factor was to being able to run so quickly. You know, we've been in this business now for, we've been promoting ViSalus for the last almost 3 years. And we've broken that many BMWs. We've had growth that has just been absolutely ridiculous, breaking 25 million a month in organizational volume. And we contributed the one factor in that growth, in looking at the ups, looking at the downs, looking at the groups that were running, looking at the groups that were running and spiking really high one month after the next, the one contributing factor. You guys want to know what that was? Regional directors. Run into regional directors. Rising Star is the foundation. What's the foundation? Everything revolves around Rising Star. What does it revolve around? Rising Star. It revolves around Rising Star. However, regional director had that little bit of stickability. It had that real gas power, that real vroom vroom, if you would, that would make it go like this, but then make it spike like that. Does that make sense to you guys? Regional director was the gas that made things go extremely fast. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that, on how to be able to break regional directors literally this month. Is this slide in the middle? I don't know which one you guys are seeing and which ones I'm seeing. Ah, okay, I figured it out. You guys been hearing a lot about this, have you not? M2B this, M2B that, merge to $1 billion. Nick referenced it a lot yesterday. You guys excited about being the first company to be able to do that just a little bit? Is that a good milestone? Not goal, it's a milestone. It's a good milestone. Nick referenced and talked a lot about that. You know, the $1 billion challenge in sales, hitting that by next national success training. Then after that, hitting a $1 billion run rate, which is $86 million a month. From there, doing that in 1 year. And where do we go from there? $1 billion a month. Do you guys believe that we can do that as a company? You know, Nick talked a little bit about that, and what that means, it's not about the number. Numbers are just a way to be able to keep score. They don't mean anything. What the numbers represent is the best word. What the numbers represent is the number of families that are being affected from that number. The amount of people that have qualified for the regional director position. The amount of families that are now able to stay at home and work and spend more time with their family. That's what that number represents. But I've got a better idea. March to $1 billion. People excited about that? Say, I am. I believe before we can do any of that, everyone say, Jay, what do you believe? Say, Jay, what do you believe? What I believe is that none of that matters until we first march to your BMW. Who's ready to march to your BMW? Let me hear some excitement if you're ready to march to your BMW. This is where it all starts. It all starts with marching to your BMW. We can't go any further until we first get you there. How many of you guys are ready to march to your BMW? Say one more time for me. Say, I am. We're going to get that done. Here's the contributing factor that I've found for everybody that's run to a BMW. Here's the contributing factor that I've found is that, you know, the keys to success. I hear this all the time. Jay, what's the keys to success? What is the guiding philosophy that's going to be able to help you guys move to that position of regional director? In my opinion, the guiding philosophies of success. You know, what creates, you know, all the hitting the levels? What creates breaking more rising stars? What contributes to hitting a BMW and getting that $25,000 check? What contributes to someone who is extremely successful versus somebody who is just on their way? Success is nothing more than being able to find a way to serve others. That's success. If you can find a way to serve others, then you will ultimately become successful. Asking for something yourself does not matter. It's all about how can I serve others. And if you can serve many, then you can get anything and obtain everything and have all the success that you want in your lives. Would you guys agree with me on that? Running to regional director, what does it really mean? How can you serve and how can you help? How many people hit rising star? How can you serve and how can you help 6 people hit what? 6 people hit what? 6 people hit rising star. That's it. Racing to regional director is simply helping 6 people become a rising star. And the most beautiful thing I love about this position, what I know for a fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that each and every one of you guys can do it. Every single one of you can do it. Every single one of you has the capability, you know the people, you have the tools, you have the skill sets, you have the communication, you've got everything in order to be able to achieve this. Would you agree with me on that? Some of you do, some of you don't. What I've found is that it all comes down to belief. It all comes down to belief. What did Henry Ford say? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Success is founded on serving others. However, it has 3 guiding principles, in my opinion. In order to be able to achieve something, you've first got to be able to imagine that it's possible. You've first got to be able to imagine it. Have you ever thought of what it's like to drive a BMW? I mean, come on, I don't mean just drive a BMW. I mean roll this mother right up to your friend's house that told you this wouldn't work and park the whole thing right on the lawn and just do this. Have you imagined that? Have you ever imagined pulling into a driveway this way and pulling out with the nose by spinning the car around in your friend's lawn? Been there, done that. Told ya. You see, imagination is more important than knowledge itself. I believe it was Einstein that said that. You've got to be able to imagine what it would be like having an extra $1,500, an extra $2,000, an extra $3,000 coming in every month. What would you do with that money? An extra $3,000 a month. What would you do with that money? Here's what I want you to do right now. Let's imagine that you had that BMW. I want you to turn to your neighbor right now and I want you to tell him the funniest thing or the most exciting thing that you would do with that car within the first week of having it. Whether it's taken for a family vacation, going for a joyride, spinning up the friend's front lawn who said you couldn't do it. Turn to your neighbor and tell him what the most fun thing would be that you would do with that car within the first 7 days. The most fun. Ryan, I really want to hear what you just said. What did you do? All right, so once you've imagined that and you know that it's there, you know that it's possible. How many of you guys know that this is possible? Say, I know this is possible. The next part, once you've imagined it, is that you've got to actually believe it's possible. Do you guys believe that it's possible? Because here's one thing that I can tell you. You're all human beings. You all live and breathe. And one philosophy that I've always lived my life by is that if you are human, because I meet a lot of aliens, if you are human, and you can do something, who else can do it? Who else can do it? I can do it. Point to yourself and say, I can do it. See, if somebody else can do it, you can do it. That's the most beautiful thing about seeing great achievements, is that if they can do it, you can do it. What was the Bannister Mile, the 4-minute mile? He broke that 4-minute mile. He was the first person ever to do it. There was scientific proof showing that the 4-minute mile was impossible. What was it? What was it, guys? It was impossible. However, even with all the facts, even with all the data, even with all the super secret people and the scientific advisory boards and the people that studied human beings, they said the human body could not achieve the 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister, did he listen to all that noise? Did he listen to all that garbage? He said it was noise. What did he say it was? He said it was noise. He went out and he got it done. He made it happen. He defied the odds. Everybody say, defy the odds. He defied the odds. Now, the funny part is that once he went and got that done, a couple weeks later, what happened? Somebody else went and did it. A couple weeks later, what happened? Somebody else went and did it. Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people, just in a couple of years later, all went and got it done. What did they do? They got it done. They went and made it happen. Heck, I think I just read the other day that a baby actually crawled the 4-minute mile at this point. You see, what you believe is possible is it's so dangerous. You have got to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can achieve something, because it's that 1%. What is it? 1%. It's that 1% of doubt that'll take you out. It'll take you out. Belief is knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt. Belief is crystal clear. It is laser focus. It is complete and utter vision that there is no failure. Failure is not an option. Belief is a feeling of absolute certainty. Feeling is a belief of absolute certainty. And if you have that belief, then ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, you can accomplish anything. If these people up here can do it, you can do it. If every 40 minutes somebody can do it, say, I can do it. Say, I can do it like you mean it. Now I want you to say, I can do it with absolute and complete conviction and complete certainty. Go. One more time, go. How many of you guys realize that there's going to be distractions? Yep. Anyone have any of those distractions? Distractions are going to come. They will come in many forms, but it's those distractions that really keep the thing alive and really keeps your head in the game. It really keeps you moving. It keeps you guessing. Because you're writing a book. What are you writing? You're writing a book. And imagine, what kind of book would this be? Chapter 1, everything's fine. Chapter 2, everything's fine. Chapter 3, everything's fine. Would that be a very exciting ride? Would you continue reading that book? Ladies and gentlemen, that book I'm referencing is your life. That book that you're writing right now, is your life. You've got to embrace the ups and downs. You've got to embrace the distractions, but you cannot get distracted. So you got to embrace all the stuff that's happening out there, but you can't get distracted. You've got to put your blinders on if you want to achieve and hit a goal. What do you need? Blinders. Does any of you guys have blinders out there? If I was to lay out a game plan for you, would you be able to put your blinders on and run like the wind? Because, guys, noise is going to happen. Distraction is inevitable. Blake talks a lot when he does his trainings that you can either break through or you can break down. Challenges are inevitable. Break through or break what? Break through or break what? Break down. You don't want to do it. But, guys, the distractions, they're going to come from everywhere. Do you know what I say to distractions? Honestly, this is what goes through my head every time somebody tries to distract me. It's just noise. It's noise. Jay, you can't do it. Ah! I stop them right there. And I say, it's just noise. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be a part of it. Because, gang, when you've got your blinders on, and when you are focused, and when you are completely certain, and you are completely convicted in what you are doing, there is not one single thing that anybody could possibly say that could distract you. But you've got to turn a blind eye to the noise. And here's what I do with the noise. I just don't listen to it. Turn to the person to your left and say, quit making noise. I'm running the regional director. What does noise look like? Noise looks like, my cousin tried one of those things. My cousin, he got into one of those pyramid damn things. I don't know why you think you can do it. Nobody else has done it in your family. You're not good enough. You tried once already. What is all that? It's just noise. It's even worse than noise. It's actually garbage. I want everybody to, you guys want to know what my deflection for noise is? Hua! Actually, it's worse than that. I want you guys to try that with me. What was that show there? Actually, you know what? I want you to try this with me one time. I'm going to say, you can't do it, and then I want you to do this. Noise! I got my blinders on. Ready? You can't do it? Now I want you to say, I got my blinders on.
길이었다.
Everybody give it again. Ah! Noise! We're all gonna do the Kramer constantly. ViSalus' new move is ah! Hey, nobody in your family's ever done that before. What makes you think you can do it? You joined one of those things? You've been doing this for 6 months. When are you gonna give it up? You've called me 8 times. Please don't ever talk to me again. You're gonna fail. This is garbage. The product doesn't work. Yeah, you gotta press this little button. I promise you're gonna get rich if you press the button. You guys can't do it over here. I want you to turn to the person to your left and give it a try. 1, 2, 3, go. Say, I got my blinders on. What do you got on? Say, I got my blinders on. I want you to turn to the person to your right. Got my blinders on. And you know what the beautiful thing about this is? Is that you can do it anywhere. It's called noise. Noise! Next time somebody says something to you like, well, you know, I think you should probably not. You've been doing this for so. Now I don't want you to even let me. Okay, I'm going to give you a bit of insight into Jason O'Toole land. Are you ready? Can you handle this? All right. A lot of people talk to me and they tend to say that I don't let them finish their sentences. Well, you didn't let me, you don't understand, you didn't let me finish. No, you don't understand, you didn't let me finish. No, you don't understand. Noise! The reason I don't let them finish is because they are giving me noise. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what they are saying to me right now, what the point that they're trying to get across, is it going to help me get closer to my goal, or is it going to distract me? Therefore, it is what? Let's try this again. Ready? You know, Steve, you've been doing this thing for... And now I want you to Again, that's it. But the beautiful thing is that it works anywhere. You don't need to be in person to do that. And I want you to try this. I swear to God. I want you to try it. Next time somebody tries to tell you, no, you cannot do this, or they try to give you any reasons, really what they're doing is they are selling themselves. Who are they selling? They are giving themselves an excuse so that they don't have to try, and they are justifying it to try to sell you on why you can't try. Next time somebody starts to say something, I want you just to put your hand up, and I want you to say noise. But it works good in text messages too. Hey, have you seen this? Just reply back and say, noise, blah, in a text. I want you to try it out in an email. Hey, have you seen this brand new shiny object? Noise, blah. Send it back. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it anywhere. The point is, guys, don't get distracted. Say, I will not get distracted. With complete enthusiasm to the point of ridiculousness, I want you to say, I've got my blinders on. This is my month. Go. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Now I want you to actually say it like I believe you. Do you have your blinders on? Go. What was phase one? Step one was first you have to imagine. What do you have to do? Step two was you must believe that you can get this done. Let me ask you one more time, and I want to really believe you. Do you believe that you can hit regional director this month if I gave you the frickin' game plan? Go! She believes. That's a little bit of belief. Now that we believe, now we can get some results. Now we can get some results. Ladies and gentlemen, every 40 minutes somebody qualifies for regional director. Every single 40 minutes somebody qualifies for regional director. That can be you, it will be you, and that is going to happen this month. What month is that going to happen? And if we get this done, we are going to break record after record after record after record, and we are going to destroy the BMW record that we've ever had here in ViSalus, because we will, beyond a shadow of a doubt, break more BMWs this month than any other month possible. How do we do it? How do we do it? We all know this GST. GST. GST, GST, GST. The getting started training works beyond a shadow of a doubt. However, in order for us to get this done in the next 30 days, we're going to have to do GST times 2. Ooh. I put in some considerable time coming up with the name for this. GST times 2 was the best I had. So here's what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Our goal is to run to what rank this month? What rank are we running to this month? This month, we are going to run to regional director. And if you're already a regional director, you're going to break a regional director in your waiting room. Just out of curiosity, one more time before we jump into this. If you are a regional director and above, can you please stand up and show your level of commitment? Oh, sit back down. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Can you please stand up, but not right now? I always forget to say that. All the regional directors in the company, no. If you're a regional director and above, I want you to stand up. Don't stand up right now. I want you to stand up, though. If you are committed to breaking a regional director in your waiting room this month. If you're not yet a regional director and you plan on hitting regional director, please join these individuals and stand on your feet. That's a whole lot of love. That's a whole lot of BMWs. I as well will declare I am going to be breaking a regional director in my waiting room. I'm actually going to shoot it on Facebook too. I'm going to put it on Facebook. How many of you guys enjoyed that post that I made a little, I think it was a few months ago, where I didn't have any guests show up? I think I'll post something like, hey, you know, we raised 20 million, we raised $1 million meals for needy children. I'll get, 300 comments. Everyone's like, yay, that's awesome. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I did a challenge party. I invited 10 people. Not one person showed up. Everyone's like, 1,000 comments. Literally, like 600 comments in less than an hour. You guys are like, It happens to everybody. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it together. Is this going to be fun or what? There's going to be noise. Here's what we're going to do. GST times 2. And we're going to do this, we're going to start it right now. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a challenge if you're not already on a challenge. Pick a challenge and take a challenge. Pick a challenge and take a challenge. If you're already on a challenge, that's fantastic. If you are not yet on a challenge, I want you to pick a challenge right now. How many of you guys were excited with all the stuff that Blake rolled out here this morning with respect to all the new challenges, the active lifestyle, all that kind of stuff? So I want you to pick a challenge right now. I want you to take that challenge, and I want you to go public. What do I want you to do? Go public. You guys want to put literally like 18,000 posts on Facebook with the challenge? This is one of the things I heard all the time. Jay, this challenge, like I had to delete some people. I would log into Facebook, and it would just be challenge, 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 challenge. I'm like, so are you taking the challenge? They're like, oh my God, seriously? I'm like, yeah, are you taking the challenge? Don't hate us, join us. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to make the commitment that you will go public. Go what? Go public. Figure out your why if you have not yet figured this out. You absolutely must figure this out, gang. The same degree to people's success is to the same degree that they figure out why they are doing this business. You need to figure this out. You need to spend time. If you want to write this down right now, please do. Why are you doing this business? Why did you sign on that dotted line? Do not write for the money. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. It's about what that money can provide. It's about what that money can do. It's about what that money, the options that money can give you. Options like, for example, I don't have to go to work today and I can spend more time with people that I love. It's not about the money. It's about what the money can do. It's about what the money can provide. It's about the options that it can give you. I want you to take a moment, 30 seconds. I want you to write down why you're doing this business. And I'm going to tell you, the more powerful you can create your why, the faster you're going to go. The more success you will have. It's fact. It truly is fact. If I told you, hey, I've got a map and there's $100 buried in Canada. Where are we? St. Louis? I don't have no clue where St. Louis is. All I know is I'm here. So let's say there was a map to Canada. Because Canada, I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is north. Let's say I gave you a map to, north, right? Yeah, north. If I gave you a map and said there was $100 buried somewhere, would you go and get it? If you'd go for $100, then you're going to really enjoy this month because we're going to put you in a BMW. And so if there was $500 and I gave you a map, would you drive to Canada? What about to Miami? Would you drive to Miami? For $500, you'd drive to Miami? No, you wouldn't. What about if you were to drive all the way to Miami and you got halfway there and all of a sudden your car ran out of gas? What about if you got 10 feet out of this building and all of a sudden you broke your leg? Would you still walk to Miami to get $500? No, you wouldn't, would you? What changed? Circumstances changed, but I'll tell you what can change a lot more is if the reason for you getting to Miami was a lot more powerful. What about if it was $1 million in Miami? Would you go then? You sure would go. Let me cut right to your core. What about if I told you you'd never see a loved one again? Awkward. Jeez, Jay, why'd you have to go there? It's kind of awkward. Awkward. I went there, guys, because I want you to really understand this. You would not go there for $10. You would go there for a loved one. If your car broke down, would you still go for a loved one? If a tree fell down in your path, if you broke both of your legs, if you lost your arms and all of your limbs, would you still make it to Miami? Would you make it? Beyond a shadow of a doubt. What would be on? Your blinders would be on, right? You see, gang, I always tell people when they first get started in business with me, I always tell them, and I must understand why they're doing this business. Because if you don't have a strong why, if your why doesn't make you cry, if it doesn't bring a tear to your eye, then chances are you won't be here for very long. Because eventually there's going to be a challenge that comes through that's not worth getting over. So figure out why you're doing this business. Let's jump into step one. Step one is to write down on your piece of paper 50 individuals. Write down 50 people that we can talk to 50 people that we can talk to schedule and get them to come to eventually your challenge party. I want you to start writing down a few names right now. You need 50 people. In my experience, in my what? In my what? In my experience, you need 50 people. How many people do you need? 50 people. Well, Jay, I don't know 50 people. Well, sorry, you're not going to run the regional director this month. I don't know 50 people. You know 50 people. What you're doing is you're creating, see, this is the complicated thing with noise. Sometimes we create our own noise. You got to get out of your own noise. Get out of your own noise. Write down 50 people. You all know 50 people. Write down the people that have already said no to you. Write down the people who have been sitting on the fence. Write down, I want to show you something. We did this in a national director meeting the other day. I want you to write down your no's. People say, hey, you know what? I already talked to that person, so I don't want to talk to them again. So, go talk to them again anyway. Just because they said no, it doesn't mean no forever. It means no, not right now. It means no, not right now. Just because the timing wasn't right for in their life doesn't mean they don't ever want to hear about it again. If you ask somebody if they want to take the challenge and you just learned that they were getting married the next day, is that not a good reason for them not to take the challenge today? Guys, write down your no's. Here's what I want you to do. On the floor right now, the majority of the floor is ambassadors and national directors and presidentials and all of our NST VIP qualifiers. If you're a regional director or above who said no to the challenge, this is going to make all of you guys understand that you need to call your no's and you need to call them multiple times. If you're a regional director and above and you said no the first time you heard about the challenge, please stand up. Yo-yo ma. If you are a national director and above who said no the first couple times you heard about the challenge, please remain standing. Presidentials and higher, please remain standing. Gang, presidentials and higher, really. Ambassadors and higher, please remain standing. Here's what I want to ask you right now. How many people in your network exist right now who have told you no are future ambassadors with this company? Have a seat, guys. Guys, call your no's. Call your no's. Write them down. Write down the fence sitters. Write down your customers. Write down those that you've never called before. Write down your chicken list. I don't want you to worry about what you're going to say to them. You should be writing. I see ambassadors writing really fast right now. Are any of you guys writing any names down up there? Here's one thing I've learned is that action and only action creates results, and that you can be cool or you can be rich, but you can't be both. You can be cool or you can be rich, but you can't be both. It's awkward. It's awkward. But guys, write down your names. I want you, and I challenge you to write down your names before you leave here. I know that you're going to be doing huddle-up sessions with your national directors, with your ambassadors. Do not leave here without making your list of 50 people. How many people? How many people? It's simple. It's just factual. I don't know how else to say it to you. 50 people is a regional director. 50 people is a regional director. 50 people is a what? 50 people is a regional director. You want to make a list of 20? Go ahead. 25? Go ahead. You will hit director and you will break a director in your waiting room. Is that your goal, or is your goal regional director? If you want to be a regional director, write down 50 people. Step number 2, schedule your challenge party. Here's what we're going to do, gang. We are going to blow this thing up. You are finally going to hit the rank of regional director. You are finally going to get it done. And once you get it done, you are going to look back on the whole process and say, that wasn't that bad. You can either take 6 months to contact 50 people, or you can take 6 days to contact 50 people. You can take 30 days to contact 50 people and get them into challenge parties. The choice is yours. Whose choice is it? Say it's my choice and point at yourself. Turn to the person to your left and point at them and say it's your choice. Say it's your choice. We're going to get it done in 30 days. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a challenge party date between the times of November 8th and November 14th. Pick a challenge party date between the dates of November 8th and November 14th. Yes, guys, you have to do it at your house. Yes, you have to do it with your friends. Here's what I found is that those people that do it at their house, they get the best results. Guys, your friends already know where you live. They've been there before. It's comfortable for them. They don't mind it at all. They don't know Steve. I'm not going to Steve's house. Oh my God, it's on the other side of town? Blah. Noise! Guys, you got to do the challenge party at your house. I don't care if your house is a disaster. I don't care if you haven't cleaned in a month. I don't care if you've got furniture all over the place and you just moved into a brand new house and your furniture hasn't showed up and you haven't cleaned in a little while, or your cat just went to the bathroom. Your friends are your friends. They know you're a pig. Don't worry about it. That's what Nick told me when I first started. I'm not doing a challenge party. My place is disgusting. They're your friends. They know you're a pig. Guys, you got to do the challenge party at whose house? Say my house. Say my house. My house. You got to do it at your house. You got to do it with your friends. And you cannot combine. You should not combine. I'm not saying, you can't, don't, I'm saying you shouldn't do it at your house. If you want maximum results, how many of you guys want maximum results? If you want maximum results, if you want to get this done in 30 days, you've got to do it at your house. You must do it at your house. Step number 3 is we are going to book 10,000 challenge parties right now. I want you to shout out the date that you're going to be doing your challenge party. Shout it out. Shout out the date you're going to do your challenge party. Come on, yell it. Because look at the dates. Let me go back one slide. November 8th to November 14th. Yes, there's going to be a reason why we're doing. Did I not tell you I'm going to give you the game plan and I'm going to give you the strategy to hit regional director this month? Did I say that? Everyone say you did? It's got to be between November 8th and November 14th. Turn to the person to your left and tell them what date you're doing your challenge party. And if you feel the other person is just saying a date so that we can move on, then I want you to call them out on it. And I want you to say noise and I want you to tell them to pick a date, and pick a date right now, and say, we're running the regional director, and we're doing this together, and it's got to start with your challenge party. Turn to your person to your left. Let them know when you're doing your challenge party. Go. All right. Come back here with me. I want you to yell out the date that you're doing your challenge party that you are committed to do. Yell it out on the count of 3 at the top of your lungs. What date are you doing your challenge party? 1, 2, 3, go. All the guys, let me hear you yell out the date that you're doing your challenge party. Go. All the girls, go. All the guys, go. All the girls, go. All the guys sounding like girls, go. All the guys sounding like girls, go. All right, here's what we're gonna do next, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna blow up the challenge party world. We're gonna book 10,000 plus challenge parties right now. Do you think we can do it? Guys, do you think we can do it? Like, for real, once we cross this line, there's no going back. Can we do it? Here's what you're gonna do. Send a text right now to the phone number that's on the screen. In that text, I want you to put your name, the date, and the time. Your name, the date, and a time. If you came here with your best friends, how many challenge parties should you book? If you came here with your best friend, how many challenge parties should you book? 2. There's no teaming up on this one, guys. We're gonna get to that. You first just gotta trust that we've got this game plan laid out, follow along, and make the commitments as you want to continue to proceed. Send in your text to the phone number, 323-378-5863, 323-378-5863. Put your name, the date, and the time that you're gonna do your challenge party. 323-378-5863. 1,800, 1,900, come on guys, keep it going. Let's break 10,000 challenge parties. We can do it right now o'clock. Guys, I want you to make this commitment right now. I want you to put your name. This is for real. Shout it out. Say, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, guys. I want you to keep texting it in as you figure it out with the person that's next to you. I want you to text in your name, the date, and the time that you're gonna do this challenge parties. Guys, do not let us leave here with only 3,000 out of the 18,000 or so people that are here walk out of here making this commitment. Please do not only have 3,000 of you guys. Let this information impact you, your lives, your family lives, because what we're gonna do here at the end,